Picture a scenario where global warming is a grand deception orchestrated to control humanity. Envision the frenzy over climate change, melting ice caps, catastrophic forecasts, as a calculated ploy to keep us in fear. It sounds like a far-fetched conspiracy, but what if it holds some truth? Someone's reaping profits from this panic while we fret about Earth's future. Today, we'll delve into the controversial claims surrounding global warming and expose who might be pulling the strings. Stay with us. This could turn your worldview upside down. Let's begin with the fundamental question. What is global warming? We're told human activities, particularly carbon dioxide emissions, are heating the planet. Glaciers are shrinking, oceans are rising, and storms are intensifying. Scientists, policymakers, and activists demand urgent action, from renewable energy to carbon taxes. But what if this narrative is a fabrication, exaggerated for hidden motives? Some theorists argue global warming is either overstated or entirely invented. Why would anyone engineer such a scheme? The first clue lies in the data. In the 1990s, climate researchers raised alarms about rapid temperature increases, backed by charts linking emissions to warming. But in 2009, the ClimateGate scandal broke when leaked emails from the University of East Anglia showed scientists tweaking data to amplify warming trends. Some emails suggested external pressure to push a specific narrative. If the science is solid, why manipulate the evidence? Then there's the issue of failed predictions. In 1988, experts warned that by 2020, cities like New York would be submerged due to melting polar ice. That didn't happen. Sea levels are creeping up, but far slower than predicted. In 2015, satellite data revealed that Antarctic ice is stable or even expanding in some regions. Why do these forecasts consistently miss the mark? Theorists claim they're crafted to incite fear, not reflect reality. Now consider the financial angle. The climate movement is a massive industry. In 2016, over $300 billion was invested in green technology and renewables. Companies producing solar panels and wind turbines benefit from hefty government subsidies. In 2021, major investment firms funneled billions into climate initiatives, touting huge returns. Politicians and corporations championing green policies amass wealth. If global warming is a myth, someone's profiting massively from the alarm. Who might be orchestrating this? One theory posits that climate fear is a mechanism for global control. In 2014, leaked documents from organizations like the UN showed that climate agreements, such as the Paris Accord, give governments greater control over economies and resources. Carbon taxes, industrial regulations, and agricultural oversight are justified as planet-saving measures. Theorists argue elites exploit climate to establish a global system that curbs personal freedoms. Another perspective suggests distraction. While we fixate on emissions and ice melt, other issues go unnoticed. In 2018, as climate protests dominated headlines, major banks funded questionable projects and global conflicts received little attention. If global warming is a hoax, it's an effective way to divert focus from corruption, wars, or economic turmoil. Could climate narratives manipulate our psyche? In 2017, psychologists found that dire climate reports evoke fear and guilt, making people more open to prescribed solutions. In 2019, millions joined youth climate marches, spurred by activists. But who funded these movements? Theorists point to powerful foundations and NGOs, backed by corporations tied to the green economy, raising questions about their motives. History adds fuel to the fire. In the 1970s, scientists warned of global cooling, predicting an impending ice age. Media ran stories of a frozen future. Yet by the 1990s, the narrative shifted to warming. In 2008, resurface cooling predictions led skeptics to question, if experts were wrong before, why trust them now? Climate models also raise doubts. These computer simulations often produce conflicting outcomes. In 2011, a study showed many models ignore natural factors like solar cycles or volcanic activity. For instance, during the medieval warm period, Greenland supported vineyards without human-driven emissions. If nature drove climate shifts, then why not now? Theorists argue natural forces, not humans, dominate climate patterns. Scientists supporting warming cite rising atmospheric carbon dioxide, up 40% since 1950, a measurable fact. But skeptics question whether CO2 is the primary driver. In 2016, geologists noted that Earth experienced periods with much higher CO2 levels without drastic temperature spikes. Is CO2 less threatening than we're told? The financial stakes are high. In 2022, carbon trading markets, where emission quotas are traded, generated billions. Companies offering carbon-neutral services thrive, often with dubious impact. Meanwhile, farmers and small businesses face heavy regulations. Theorists see a trend. Big players profit while ordinary people pay the price. Darker theories suggest a sinister agenda. In 2013, leaked documents from elite meetings hinted at discussions of depopulation to conserve resources. Climate-driven restrictions on energy, food, and transport could align with such goals. While chilling, these ideas deepen skepticism about mainstream climate narratives. What if climate change is real, but its causes are obscured? In 2023, astronomers highlighted solar activity's significant impact on climate, yet these findings rarely reach the public. Why? Perhaps they challenge the human-centric blame narrative. If nature drives climate, the entire story unravels. Censorship adds to the suspicion. In 2019, major platforms began suppressing scientists questioning official climate data, removing their papers and banning accounts. If the truth is clear, why silence dissent? This fuels beliefs that someone wants to control the narrative. On the other side, climatologists insist warming is real, pointing to melting glaciers, extreme weather, and rising temperatures. A 2021 UN report confirmed accelerating climate shifts. Yet, even among scientists, there's debate. Some argue changes are natural and humans have adapted to shifts for centuries. Who should we believe? The facts are troubling. Climate panic generates immense wealth and power. Data is sometimes manipulated, predictions fail, and skeptics are silenced. In 2020, a journalist tracing climate funds found they often supported lobbying, not solutions. It raises the question, are we being misled for profit? What can we do? Some advocate scrutinizing sources and challenging narratives. Others suggest focusing on concrete issues like pollution rather than vague threats. One thing's certain, the climate debate is riddled with contradictions. If it's a deception, it's a masterfully crafted one exploiting our fears. The truth awaits those bold enough to seek it. If you're drawn to mysteries that challenge reality, this channel is for you. Subscribe, like, and share this video with friends. Together, we'll uncover the truth. Stay tuned for our next dive into a mystery that will reshape your perspective. See you soon, truth seekers.